I stepped off the bus, the dust of the road clinging to my boots. 4 years. 4 years away from this town, from everything I loved. I had imagined this moment 1,000 times. The smell of the bakery, the laughter in the square, Emily waiting, at the corner with that smile that made my chest tighten. But nothing felt like I remembered. "Hey, that's him, right?" a voice whispered behind me. I turned. Faces I thought were friendly, twisted with surprise, curiosity, something else I couldn't name. I nodded at a couple of old neighbors. They looked away, murmuring, pointing, every step toward. Emily's street made the weight in my chest heavier. I stopped in front of her house. My hand hovered over the gate. A laugh floated from the porch. A laugh I knew too well. Alex. And next to him, Emily. My Emily. But the ring on her finger glinted cruelly in the sunlight, a ring I wasn't supposed to see. "Alex?" I said, my voice cracking. "Emily?" They froze. "Oh, hey," Alex said like he hadn't just shattered my world. "I didn't expect you back so soon." I blinked, trying to steady myself. "Back so soon? Alex, it's been 4 years. Emily looked down, twisting her fingers in her lap. We didn't know when you'd return." "Not know?" "Not know," I repeated, my voice rising, disbelief dripping from every word. "Emily, My throat tightened. Words caught on my tongue. "I came home for you. I came home for us." She flinched, as if my presence alone could hurt her. Alex leaned against the railing, arms crossed, smirk planted firmly on his face. "It's complicated," he said casually. "Complicated?" I shouted. "Complicated? You married her?" My knees threatened to buckle. I sank onto the step across from them. "You, my best friend, you did this?" Emily's eyes filled with tears. "I never wanted to hurt you. I swear I didn't. But Alex was here, and I thought you'd never come back." "Never come back?" I whispered, disbelief mixing with pain. "Emily, I served for 4 years. 4 years. You knew that. Every letter I sent, every call I missed, you knew I was coming back, and you..." My chest burned. "You just married him?" "I was lonely," she said softly. "I was scared. I thought you had forgotten me." "Forgotten you?" I laughed bitterly, though no humor touched it. "Do you have any idea what I went through? Nights thinking of you, counting days, wondering if I'd make it home?" Alex shrugged. "It's not like you were here." "Not like I was here?" "Alex, don't." My hand shook. I wanted to hit him, shake him, make him understand the betrayal, but anger didn't even cover it. This was devastation. Cold, raw, unbearable. Emily stood, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I'm sorry, I didn't know how to wait. I thought I was making the right choice." I shook my head, disbelief clawing at me. "The right choice? Emily, this isn't right. It's not just wrong, it's cruel. You loved me, or at least I thought you did." "I did love you," she whispered. "I still do. But I was scared. Alex, he was here and you let him take me?" I cut her off, my voice, barely above a growl. "You let him steal me? 4 years. 4 years I bled for my country, and for what? To come home and find my world gone?" Alex tilted his head, as if hearing me for the first time. "I didn't steal her. She chose me." "She didn't choose you," I barked. "She loved me, Alex. Every memory we had, every promise. You just wiped it away." Emily flinched at my words. I thought I was protecting you. From disappointment, from pain. I thought maybe you'd never come back. I was weak." "Weak?" I repeated, voice hollow. "Emily, you call this weakness? You call destroying my life weakness? I don't know," she cried, throwing her hands up. I thought I was doing what I had to. I rose slowly, fists clenched. You didn't do what you had to. You destroyed what I had to live for. You left me nothing. Alex shrugged, again, impossibly calm. Life moves on. You'll get over it. Over it? I laughed bitterly, the sound jagged and raw. Alex, I can't just get over this. My throat closed. I swallowed hard. I don't even know who you are anymore. Emily's hand reached out, trembling. Please, don't hate me. I never wanted this. I never hate you, I whispered, voice shaking. I don't know if I can. I don't even know what I feel. My chest tightened, and I sank back down. I thought love meant loyalty. I thought, sometimes people make mistakes, Alex said, smug as ever. Mistakes, I screamed. This isn't a mistake. This is betrayal. Emily flinched at my tone. I'm sorry. I wish I could take it back. You can't, I said, the words tasting like ashes. You can't. You can't undo what you did. You can't undo the years I waited, the nights I cried thinking about you, thinking about us. And Alex. You can't undo stealing my life. Alex's smirk faltered. Come on, it's not that. No, I said firmly, standing tall despite the weight crushing me. I don't want excuses. I don't want your lies. I want the truth. And the truth is, you left me. Emily's eyes were wet, raw. I didn't mean to. I thought... I shook my head. Save your thoughts. Save your apologies. They won't bring back what's gone. The silence settled around us, heavy, suffocating. I wanted to scream, to break something, to undo the past 4 years. But all I could do was stand there, heart pounding, vision blurred, betrayed by the 2 people I trusted most. I took a deep breath, trying to steady the storm inside me. 4 years of sacrifice, 4 years of hope. And now, nothing. Nothing but the weight of betrayal pressing down, reminding me that some wounds don't heal easily, and yet, somehow I knew this was only the beginning. I didn't sleep that night. Every corner of my mind replayed Emily's face, Alex's smirk, the ring glinting on her finger. I needed answers, not whispers and excuses. So I went to Sophie's place first thing in the morning. Sophie, I said, pacing her tiny living room. I need the truth, now. Don't sugarcoat anything. Sophie swallowed hard. I wasn't sure you were ready. Ready? I snapped, fists clenching. Sophie, I've been betrayed. I've lost everything. Don't dance around it. She sighed and motioned for me to sit. Alex, he didn't just swoop in. He planned it. Months before you were supposed to come home, he started messaging Emily, telling her you didn't care, that you might never return. He painted you as someone who forgot her. I froze. He lied? Every word. He manipulated her emotions. She thought she was making a choice, but he twisted everything you ever did for her. He made you look selfish, uncaring, even cruel in her eyes. I felt like the room tilted. And she believed him? Sophie hesitated. She did. She was vulnerable. She missed you, but she was afraid. Alex took advantage of that fear. I ran my hands through my hair. All this time, I thought I was fighting for her, for us. And he painted me as the villain. Sophie nodded, tears in her eyes. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to find out like this. I laughed bitterly. Find out like this? I came home. My world exploded in front of me, and you tell me now calmly that it was all his manipulation? It's not calm for me, she whispered. I've felt guilty every day for not telling you sooner. I stood abruptly, pacing again. Guilty? Do you know what it's like to serve, to sacrifice, thinking of the person you love, only to come home and find them married to your best friend? I know it hurts, Sophie said softly. But now you have the pieces. You can do something. I stopped, staring at her. Something? Like what? I can't erase what's been done. I can't take back the months I lost. I can't... My voice cracked. I can't make her love me again. She still cares, Sophie said carefully. But she's scared. And Alex, he's arrogant. He thinks everything is fine. Slam my fist against the wall. Everything is fine? Do you hear yourself? Everything is far from fine. He stole her from me and she didn't fight because she thought I'd never come back. She didn't trust me. I know, Sophie said, taking a step closer. I know, but you have a choice. You can let him keep her, or you can show him he was wrong. I swallowed hard, my chest tight. Revenge? Not the obvious kind, Sophie said. Not violence. Think, strategy, control. Show him that taking what's yours doesn't make him stronger. I paced again, thoughts racing. Control. Strategy. I don't even know where to start. I'm so angry, Sophie. You want to break everything, she said, eyes wide. I get it, but think. He's arrogant. He leaves traces. You can use that. I stopped and took a deep breath. Traces. My mind flashed to the letters, the messages Sophie had mentioned. Where are they? I have copies, she said. Emily showed me some before the wedding. I kept them, just in case. You needed proof. Proof. My heartbeat quickened. Can I see them? Sophie nodded, handing me a small folder. I opened it carefully, hands trembling. Emails, texts, letters, all of Alex's lies, all the manipulations, each word cut deeper than the last. Jesus, I whispered. He painted me as some monster. Every call I missed, every letter I sent, he twisted it into proof that I didn't care. I'm sorry, Sophie said again. I know it's hard to see it like this. I can't believe I was so blind, I muttered. 4 years. 4 years I thought I was fighting for her, and he... I clenched my fists, knuckles white. I can't let him get away with this. Sophie placed a hand on my shoulder. You don't have to rush. You need a plan. And Emily, she's scared, but she still cares. You don't have to destroy everything to make him regret it. I ran a hand down my face, exhaling shakily. I don't know if I want to forgive her. Not yet. I don't know if I can. You don't have to, Sophie said. But you can. Take back your life. Reclaim what's yours. Revenge doesn't always have to be loud. It can be quiet, smart, and devastatingly effective. I looked at her, the weight of the betrayal settling fully. I never imagined I'd feel this powerless. Seeing them together, hearing her excuses. It's like I've been trapped in someone else's story. It's your story now, Sophie said. You decide what happens next. I nodded slowly, determination forming in the pit of my stomach. You're right. I won't act blindly. I'll rebuild, and when the time comes, Alex will see that taking what's mine didn't make him stronger. It made me unstoppable. Sophie smiled faintly. That's the spirit. And Emily, don't let your anger blind you to the truth. She's confused, not cruel. I know, I said quietly. I still care. That's what makes it so hard. But I can't let my feelings control me anymore. I need strategy, patience, and most of all, power. Control over my own life first. Sophie nodded. You've got this. Just don't lose yourself in the process. I closed the folder, heart pounding, mind racing. I won't. I'll take back what's mine, and I'll make him regret thinking he could erase me from her life. Sophie hesitated. And Emily? I swallowed. I'll face her when the time is right. But first, I need to make sure I stand taller than both of them. that they remember what they took and who they underestimated. The weight in my chest didn't lighten yet. It probably never would. But now I had direction. Now I had proof. And for the first time since that horrid day, I felt something like hope. I would survive this betrayal. And when I emerged, Alex wouldn't recognize the man I had become. I hadn't expected it to feel this good, reclaiming my life, step by step. I walked through the city streets, head held high, shoulders back. 4 years of absence, 4 years of sacrifice, and now I was building something stronger than before. Sophie caught up with me at the cafe. "You're glowing," she said, half smile, half tease. "I'm not glowing," I said, sipping my coffee. "I'm planning. Every move, every word counts. Alex thinks I'm broken. I'm not anymore." "You've changed," Sophie said softly. "You're stronger, smarter. And Emily, she's watching." I frowned. "Emily? I don't need to think about her. I need to think about me. My career, my reputation, my life. Everything Alex tried to steal, I'm taking back." Sophie nodded. "I know, but she's still tangled in this. She can't help but notice." I shrugged. Let her notice. She should feel what she's lost just like I did. But this isn't about her. This is about me. 2 weeks later, I started showing up at social events, networking, meeting old friends who had quietly doubted I'd return to my old life. "Hey, it's been a while," I said, smiling at a group of colleagues at a local gallery. "Yeah. Wow, you really changed," one of them said. "You seem confident." I laughed lightly. Confidence isn't built overnight. It's built on surviving betrayal, losing everything, and deciding you won't let it break you. They nodded, impressed, and I realized how much influence I still had. The people I thought were gone were watching, listening. I could feel the ripple of my return. Then came the opportunity to confront Alex, subtly, strategically. I attended a charity gala, knowing he would be there. Emily would be there too. I didn't want drama, but I wanted truth. And I wanted him to feel the power shift without realizing it. As soon as I walked in, Alex's eyes landed on me. I could see the surprise, the irritation, the arrogance all mixed together. He strode toward me, a fake smile plastered on his face. "Well, if it isn't the army hero," he said. "I didn't expect you to show up tonight." I smiled faintly. "I didn't expect to see you either, but here we are." He laughed, the kind that tried to mask discomfort. "People are talking, you know, about you, your disappearance, your return. Some are questioning if you can really keep up." I tilted my head. "Questioning me? Interesting, because I've been quietly rebuilding, making connections, taking opportunities. Quietly, efficiently," he scoffed. "Efficiently? Don't get carried away. You're still the same guy who left everyone behind." I leaned closer, voice calm but firm. "Funny, Alex. You left me behind too. And now, you're noticing how much you underestimated me." Emily approached, nervous, unsure of where to stand. I didn't mean for any of this," she murmured, eyes darting between us. "Emily," I said softly, "I'm not here to fight. I'm here to show that the years didn't break me. That's all." Alex's smirk faltered. I noticed it instantly. That subtle crack, the first hint he realized his arrogance might have consequences. During the dinner, whispers floated through the room. Friends who once ignored me subtly acknowledged my presence. I smiled and nodded politely, letting my calm, confidence speak louder than any argument. Alex tried to corner me later, his tone sharp. "You think you can just waltz in and act like nothing happened?" I laughed softly, almost pityingly. "Act like nothing happened?" "No, Alex. I'm acting. Like everything happened, and I survived it. I've built myself stronger, smarter, and the world sees it." He opened his mouth to reply, then stopped. realizing every word he said could betray his insecurity. Emily watched from across the room, conflicted. Her eyes were full of guilt, lingering attachment, but also fear. She wanted to speak, to explain herself, but she couldn't. Not yet. And that hesitation spoke volumes. Sophie leaned in beside me. "You're doing exactly what you need to do. Subtle, controlled, powerful. Don't rush it." I nodded, feeling a sense of calm I hadn't felt in months. This was the exact revenge I needed. Not loud, not dramatic, but undeniable. Alex's subtle attempts at dominance were failing spectacularly because I refused to react emotionally. As the night went on, I noticed Alex's social standing subtly unraveling. His jokes fell flat, his charm seemed forced, and whispers followed him wherever he went. Friends who once admired him were now looking at me with renewed respect. "Looks like someone's losing their edge," I whispered to Sophie, a small smile tugging at my lips. "Patience," she said, nudging me gently. "This is just the beginning." I watched Emily glance at me again. The hesitation in her eyes, the flicker of longing, everything she felt about me was visible. But I didn't approach her. Not yet. This wasn't about rekindling the past. This was about reclaiming my present. By the end of the evening, the shift was undeniable. Alex's arrogance had led him to underestimate me, and it was becoming painfully clear to everyone. He was still my best friend once, but now, the power balance had shifted. Sophie smiled quietly beside me. "You've risen from the ashes. Look at yourself. You're unrecognizable. In the best way." I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of betrayal lighten slightly. It felt good. Not because I humiliated him, not because I'm better than him, but because I finally feel in control. My life, my choices. Mine. "And Emily?" Sophie asked. "She'll see the truth soon enough," I said softly. "And when she does, she'll know what she lost. But that's not my concern right now. I've survived betrayal, and I've reclaimed myself. That's all that matters." I looked around the room, the subtle nods, the smiles, the respect from old friends returning. It all felt like fuel. For the first time since that awful day at her porch, I felt untouchable. Not because I had revenge, but because I had strength. And strength, I realized, was far more powerful than anger. I arrived at the charity auction, the same one Alex thought he could dominate. He was already there, charming the crowd, shaking hands, laughing, acting untouchable. I walked in, calm, collected, like a shadow passing through light. Sophie caught my eye from across the room. "He doesn't know what's coming," she whispered. "Neither do you," I muttered with a faint smile, moving closer. Alex spotted me almost instantly. His face froze for a second, a flicker of recognition, then his practiced smirk returned. "I see you decided to join us," he said, voice casual. I smiled politely. "I thought I'd see the masterpiece in action. You seem busy tonight," he laughed. "Always busy. People expect things of me, you know? Influence, charm, all the perks of a social life." "Perks?" I asked, tilting my head. "Or illusions?" He blinked, caught off guard by the question. "Illusions?" "Yes," I said, my voice soft but firm. "People are beginning to see through the illusions. Your charm, your lies, everything you built on others' trust, it's crumbling." He laughed nervously. "Crumbing? Come on, don't be dramatic." I glanced around. "I'm not being dramatic, just truthful." The crowd had noticed us now. Whispers, subtle glances. A few acquaintances nudged each other, eyes darting between us. Alex's confidence began to waver. Emily arrived then, quietly, as if she didn't want to be noticed. Her eyes found mine. Instantly, guilt written across her face. She didn't approach yet, just watched. I focused back on Alex. "Do you remember the emails? The texts? The little lies you told? The manipulations you spun?" He laughed, a little too sharp. "Emails? What are you talking about?" Don't play dumb, I said, voice steady. Sophie has them, and she can show everyone. Every lie, every deception you used to paint me as selfish, uncaring, every move you made to control Emily, to isolate her. It's all here. Alex's smirk faltered. You wouldn't? I would, I said. And I did. Sophie stepped forward holding a folder. These were all kept safe, for the right moment. Gasps ran through the room as she revealed the evidence to a few key people, enough to make it public without a spectacle. Alex's eyes widened, the arrogance slipping. Everyone knew? He asked, voice barely a whisper. Now you know, I said simply. And the rest we'll see soon enough. Emily stepped closer, tears brimming. I need to say something. I nodded, listening but remaining composed. Go ahead. I was wrong, she said, voice trembling. I let fear guide me. I let Alex manipulate me. I betrayed you. I hurt you in the worst way possible, and I am so sorry. I never wanted this. I never wanted to lose you. I took a deep breath, keeping my voice calm. Emily, apologies don't erase the past. They can't undo the betrayal. But I hear you. I know what you feel, and that's enough for now. But you could hate me, she whispered. I don't hate you, I said. Not anymore. I've learned that hate is useless. It destroys the one who carries it more than the one it targets. I'm stronger than that now. Alex stood frozen, the weight of the crowd and their whispers settling on him. He had underestimated the consequences of arrogance, of cruelty. His carefully built image had begun to crumble. You'll see, he stammered. This isn't over. I smiled faintly. It is over, for me at least. I've survived betrayal. I've rebuilt myself. That's more than you ever expected. Emily looked at me, eyes glossy. I wish I had been braver. I wish I had waited. Don't, I interrupted gently. Don't dwell on what could have been. Live with it, learn from it. That's the only way forward. Sophie squeezed, my shoulder whispering, You did it. You turned everything around. You didn't just survive, you thrived. I nodded, feeling the truth in her words. Years of pain, sacrifice, and heartbreak had finally led me here. To strength, to independence, to clarity. Alex tried to salvage some dignity, but every attempt faltered. The room, once charmed by him, now saw through him. His lies, manipulations, and arrogance had been laid bare, quietly but effectively. Karma had its course, subtle but inevitable. I turned to Emily one last time. I hope you find peace truly, and I hope you learn from this. But my life moves forward. I won't let the past chain me anymore. She nodded slowly, tears falling freely. I understand. I really do, and I hope you find happiness. You deserve it. I will, I said, voice firm, because I've earned it, through struggle, through betrayal, through surviving. Sophie smiled. You're an example of strength and grace. People will remember that. I looked around at the crowd, the faces of old friends, colleagues, and acquaintances. They saw me for who I had become, resilient, composed, unshakable, not defined by betrayal, but by the power to rise above it. And as I stood there calm, watching Alex's subtle panic, Emily's conflicted sorrow, and Sophie's proud smile, I realized something. Revenge wasn't about destruction. It wasn't about humiliation or anger. It was about survival, transformation, and letting karma work quietly. The years of waiting, of pain, of longing, all of it had led to this moment. I wasn't the same man who had returned from the army, naive and wounded. I was stronger, wiser, and untouchable in ways Alex could never anticipate. Emily's gaze lingered on me one final time. I nodded gently, acknowledging her presence but not needing her approval. My life, my choices, my happiness, it all belonged to me now. Alex shrank into the background, defeated, exposed, and finally understanding that arrogance and betrayal carry consequences. I felt no satisfaction in gloating, only quiet justice. Walked away from the gala, head high, heart steady, knowing I had reclaimed everything that mattered. Betrayal had tested me, but resilience had defined me. Karma had been delivered, not with anger, but with the inevitability of truth. And for the first time in years, I felt truly free.